Hey everybody, in this video in Linux Fundamentals, this is part 2 of adding a computer to a domain. Before in the first video we saw that we have the computer added to the domain. Let's just run through a few more commands in here just to give us a better idea of how this is working. This is pretty sweet actually, and I haven't really used this before, but it seems pretty good, and I do like this. It automatically created the created the home directory for the user. So now let's just check what we can see. Let's take a look. See what we can check. So we can do. So on this server, which I don't want to be as the administrator because the administrator actually has very little power there. So we could add them, of course, we can add them to vi sudo. We can add them to that command so they're able to. We can create a group over here that we should be able to add. So let's try this though. ID, and this should be domain Eve administrator. So that is returning domain Eve. Let me see if that's correct. Yeah, Eve domain. Yeah, okay. So let's fix that. Eve domain. And there you go. You can see it's getting all the information, UID, GID, groups, domain admins. So it's part of the domain admins. It knows that. So we can add schema admins, enterprise admins. So that's nice. It shows us all the groups that the user's in. So that is very, very good. All right, so what we want to do now is we want to add this user to the sudoers. So vi sudo, and we're just going to go down and find a nice spot to put this. Here we go. Let's just put it right here. So this is gonna be the domain admin. So let's see. Now, whether I get this right the first time, I'm not sure. We'll see. Hopefully it comes out right, but so it's for a group, it's usually percent domain admins. And since it has a space, we're going to put it in quotes. All equals all. We'll give it everything. All. Okay. All right, so that's been added. See, domain admin. So that's the group. So it has that group. So let's go back to this administrator. So should that work now? Sudo su. Let's try that. It's gonna ask me for the password. This incident will be reported. It's not in the sudoers file. So let's exit out of there. Let's try to reconnect. I don't know if this is gonna help, but we just added this. Okay. Sudo su. Let's just see. Okay, so that is not working because it's saying it's not in the file. So let's try something else. That doesn't seem to work. Let's go back and try not putting it in quotes and just escaping. So domain admins. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we'll escape the space. Okay. Let's see. So group policy, domain admins at evedomain.lab. Do I need Eve domain? Oh, maybe that's part of the issue right there. All right, let's try that again though. Okay, let's see if we look. Tail var log auth audit log. Let's see what we see. Tail var log secure administrator at evedom not in sudoers. Yep, I believe that is true, but it is in a group. So, so do I need? Let's see. Let's think about this. So we're joined to the AD. Let me just think. Okay, let me try this. Let's go in here. And let's add on here. Let's see, where are we? Domain. Admins. Insert. At. Insert. Insert. Oops. At. And our domain is Eve domain .lab. I don't know if this has to be capitalized or not. Let's try that. And it probably doesn't because it looks like I'm seeing it. So let's try this though. And then we'll try it with lowercase if this does not work. Oh, and that works. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that's it. Well, let's take a look at that, just because we just tried a bunch of things here to get that working. So I wonder if we could put that in quotes. That might also work. Maybe we want to test that. I don't know. But right now, we know this works. So domain, use a backslash before the space, admins at evedomain.lab, all. So that gives sudo to this user that logged in, exit, ll pwd. So you can see home administrator at evedomain, do ll on that, cd up. Let's do an ll, and we can see who's the owner of this. Administrator at evelab.domain, users at evedomain.lab have the group permission, So this is pretty nice, an easy way to join the users. Now, the one question and the thing I want to check with this, and this is really the first time I'm using this, is how we can lock this down so we can select only certain users. Like say we have another user here and we can create another user. Let's go to here, users. Let's see if this user can also log in. So new user test. I did not type it. Oh, I'm over in the other one. Let's try this again. Test user 1, T user 1, T user 1 in my Eve domain. Next, and I'm just going to give it a password of password 1, password 1. User does not have to change password. Password never expires. That's fine for our lab. And finish. So now we have test user 1. So let's see if test user 1 can log in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit here and let's try T user 1. T user 1. And that's going to be password 1. Okay, so yeah, so anyone can log in. So you'd probably want to lock that down. Let me see, how would we do that? All right, so let's try this. Let's do a realm permit. It looks like we can do this. Realm permit. And what this will do is lock down who can join. We're going to do a group. And we're going to do, let's see how we can do this. So domain admins. And I think we're going to have to do domain admins at evedomain.lab. Not authorized to perform. Yeah, of course. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Let me copy this. Go down here. I'm going to escape out of sudo. I'm going to try to run this here and see what happens. So, okay, I ran realm permit for that group. And I may have just locked everyone out, which is possible. But let's exit out of here. Exit. Let's exit out of here. And try this again with tuser 1 and password1. And permission denied. Okay, so that's good. Control C. So this is how we can lock down. But now let's see if domain admin still works, because this may not. Let's see. Oh, and that works fine. Okay. And let's see if we add test user 1. Add to group. Gonna add you to domain admins. And then that's done. And then let's exit here. Wow, I'm having trouble spelling exit. And let's try this. password1. And that's it. So there you go. So you can add, you can do realm permit, and you can do this with just a user. You can do realm permit user, so like administrator at evedomain.lab, or add multiple users, or add a group. Probably the best way to do it is control it by a group like this. I'm just going to allow my domain admins into this box, or some other group like my developers or whoever I want to allow into this box. I can do that right here, create a group in a security group in AD and use that over here to lock it down. All right, so that is joining a Linux computer, a Rocky Linux 9 in particular, to an AD domain. I hope that's been helpful, and thank you for watching.